Hello, everybody. And today we're doing something a little bit different. I have discussed this not on stream, but with friends. But, something that people might not know about me, I have a passion for interior design. Now, as I say that, I would like to also add the caveat that I have no credentials when it comes to interior design. It's just kind of something that I kind of have a weird passion for. And I've noticed that a lot of home worlds or house worlds on VRCHAT, regardless of how nice they might look, let me make sure I'm actually looking at the camera. Yeah, regardless of how nice they might look, would actually be really shitty places to live because of how badly they are from an interior design standpoint. So, we're going to be going over a couple of those worlds. Anywho, let's get right into that. Starting off with my home world on VRChat. So, first off, we are not going to be using the stream camera for the majority of this stream. We're actually going to be turning this off in a minute. Second of all, I'm not in my otter for this because I want to be at least somewhat my eye level. This avatar that I'm using is called a Naona. It is the public version of the avatar. Let me just check the details on this. Chapter X Lock Z. Yeah, Chapter Locks is the creator of this avatar. He has a Gumroad and a Jinxie. No, not Chapter. Capture. Capture, not... My fucking headset just came unplugged. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and just go over that right now. Let me actually see if I can... Because there's no real need to have the stream camera on right now. Let me go ahead and turn the stream camera off now. Yeah, we're just gonna exit out of that. Is my Actually, wait, I can't. I just realized something. I can't look at my avatars on stream because I'm a whore. Anyway, let me just do this real quick to make sure that I don't... Actually, can I? Yes, I can see my menu on stream. So let me just turn my game capture off for a split second while I pull up the information on this avatar. Where is it? Naona public. Okay, display capture is coming back on. Okay, so here's the information on the Naona. If anybody wants to get get this base, it is kind of a Frankenstein base. So do with that information what you will. Also, I hope everybody likes my status. Actually, you know, I'm probably gonna go ahead and just turn the fucking stream camera back on. Yeah, we'll turn the stream camera on, but we're gonna switch the camera mode depending on what we're doing, because we can just do that. Alright, but anyway, we're gonna be starting this with our homeworld. So, that's the camera turned off for now. Can I just put this up here? Yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna have to turn this off and on. Anyway, now to stand up because we're gonna be in this fucking world. Okay. Now, first off, this is just supposed to be a room by the looks of it. It's not meant to be like somebody's full-blown apartment or a house. Knowing what little I do about the lore of this world, which there is lore for this world. Okay, first off, this world is created by this individual right here, Artsy Glitch. I don't know anything about them. I just like their worlds. I don't know any of these other streamers, except for her, which she got banned on Twitch for very deserved reasons, and I kind of wish Artsy would take her fucking thing off this world, because she's kind of a shitbag. But not to start fucking undue drama, everybody knows what my opinion is of e-girls. I think I've mentioned my distaste for that particular person. Everybody else up here, though, don't know anything about them. I've thought about looking up to see if any of them are good, but I don't want to potentially ruin this world for myself. Anyway, going into things. Now, first off, you got the door right here. You got some neat little, what look like, I don't know, are those bamboo plants? You got bamboo plants right there. You got a little potted plant right there. That's a horrible place for that. Right next to the door. At least put it on a table. This panel, we're just going to ignore because it doesn't really have any, like, IRL equivalents. I'd assume that in real life this would be like a breaker box or something. Or like your, like, central heating controls or something. I don't fucking know. But, yeah, moving on. We're going to move into this room. Little side room here. Real nice. Got a spin the bottle table. It's not really much going on in here. It's pretty small, just nice little seating area. A lot of seats for a very small apartment, though. I would say that's a little bit weird. My biggest criticism of this room is, one, this shelf does not fit the aesthetic of this room, which there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but typically you want to have some uniformity when it comes to, like, decorating the inside of your house. This plant is right in front of the shelf. I'd say at least move this sideways and closer to the fucking sofa, or move it to the other side of the... Actually, no, move that plant over here and move this plant over here slightly. Is that a cactus? Oh, you don't want to have a cactus right next to a chair. That's a bad idea. And I should probably preface this. This is purely from an interior design standpoint and not like a VRCHAT world design. This is a really nice world in VRCHAT. Very well made. I'm criticizing things from a realistic standpoint, so these criticisms should not be taken seriously. But on to the next criticism, the placement of these two TVs. I would say like one wall over for each of them, like one wall to the left for each of them. Because as it is, you got 2 couches facing this fucking TV right here, 3 couches facing this TV, and 2 couches facing each other. Whereas if you were to put this TV on that wall and that TV on that wall, that's 3 couches facing the TV on both sides, and then just this last one couch here facing the doorway. You know, and you can look either way from this couch, which typically, you know, you don't want to have to turn your fucking neck 90 degrees to look at the TV. That's uncomfortable as hell. And having to look at a TV sideways like this also is awkward as hell. So you never want your TV at more than like a worse angle than this if you're doing interior stuff. This is going to be a lot of me just kind of running my mouth. Don't take this stream too serious. Is that the fucking fire alarm? No, that's... I think that is a smoke detector? It's a fucking weird looking smoke detector. I can't actually see it. Now, let me magically lift myself into the air. What the fuck is this? It says fire on it. It doesn't look like a handle. It's got a vent. I guess that's a smoke detector? I can't tell. This TV being right in the doorway. I mean, why? Like, if you put the TV up here above this fucking plant, it'd make perfect sense. You could use that, like, as a CCTV. Well, I don't know. The fire thingy, whatever the hell these things are called. Fire extinguisher. Having that in the world, automatic 5 points in its favor, and we're not doing this on a real point system. Alright, you got fish tank built into the wall. Personally, never been a fan of building fish tanks into the wall. I don't really see how you feed your fish in this thing. I guess you'd probably have like some sort of electronic feeder that you like you just fill up with fish food, and like maybe this panel comes down, or maybe this panel slides over in the wall or something. Yeah, because I don't know, there could be like a seam in here somewhere for it to just be pushed in and slide over. Let me see how this even looks on the stream to make sure this doesn't look super fucking awkward. Ah, fuck, what did I just do to my chat window? Ah, for fuck's sake. No. Come on, you piece of shit. There we go. It fucking made my chat window all fucking chody because I fucked up OBS. What the hell did I do to OBS? Hang on, I gotta fucking adjust this. I fucked up OBS there for a second. The chat window's in a bit of an intrusive spot. There we go. Okay, yeah, it looks fine. I mean, the field of view is a little bit fucky, but that's just VRCHAT in general. Honestly, I fucking don't like when walls do this. I don't like walls that have like fucking sideways slopes in them rather than just being corners. But I get the point of this. It's not the end of the fucking world. That's very clearly paneling, and there's probably the wall's probably behind it, and it's probably got like, I don't know, fucking wood inside of it or some crap. I don't know. These panels probably come off and like have like a bunch of boxes or shit behind them. What the fuck is my leg touching? The artwork's very nice. Very nice indeed. I don't make it any secret that I'm a degenerate. You got a box of fucking electronics just out here in the middle of the floor. That's not an interior design thing. You got a camera. You got this little chair with Artsy's, with a plushie of Artsy on it. With a plushie of Artsy. Fucking. With a plushie of Artsy on it. With a plushie of Artsy on it. It's cute. Only real issue is... Wait, is that a fucking microwave? Yeah, that's gotta be like a fucking air conditioner or something. What the fuck is that? The lighting in this world is terrible, so I can't... Well, it's not terrible. It's actually really nice, but it's so fucking dark I can't see. Let me fucking adjust the lighting. I know there's... Yeah, turn the fucking post-processing up so I can actually see in here. Oh, that fucking hurts my eyes. Can I make that not terrible? No, that looks shit. I'm just gonna turn it up to bright. Ah, fuck, that's definitely bright. That's very bright. Now, what is this? This isn't a... Is this a fucking microwave? There's no fucking possible way this is a microwave. This has to be something else that I'm not fucking... That I'm not savvy to. Someone tell me what kind of electronic this is. Why is my chat behind me? Right, I fucking turned myself. Let me just fucking... Yeah, I know nobody can actually see it, but I'm holding my chat window right now. I'm turning the fucking bloom back to normal, or the post-processing back to normal. Games. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that thing is. But it being behind the chair and having a handle on it, I'd hope it's like a fucking, some goofy looking electric box. Plant right in front of the chair, bad idea. You don't want to have a plant next to anything that you are gonna fucking regularly put your feet next to. This fucking bed, very nice, but there's just one problem. Here's your TV. Now, if I want to come over here and sit down, and actually, can I turn collision off? The colliders are fucking off. But yeah, if I want to come over here and sit down and have a watch of TV, okay, we got this. This is way too fucking close to the TV, and there's no back support behind you. It's just a fucking bed behind you. Let me fucking adjust my standing position, because at the moment I am clipping on my boundary. I'm using a shitty little Quest 2 headset. I fucking need to fix my boundary, honestly, because this, God, it's so bad. Anyway, where's my fucking chat window? But anyway, yeah. But you want to have some back support? You come back here, you sit down. You got some back support. It's one of those shitty little, like, way too far down back supports. So if you lean back, you bump your head against the wall. And now you're too fucking far away from the TV. So all you can do This is just right. You sit down here just right. But you never want to sit up on your fucking bed for long periods of time. Because if you got like a memory foam mattress, you're just going to have a permanent imprint of your ass on the bed. Why do I sound like I'm from fucking New Jersey? But you will lay down. You got your head back. You got to turn your fucking head up to see your fucking TV. And your goddamn TV's too low to the ground, so your fucking toes are blocking it. And I know I have giant, massive fucking beans and a raging tailboner right now, but still, your fucking toes are gonna block the bottom half of the TV. So unless you're watching the fucking Indy 500 or something, you know. And speaking of fucking weird shit, what is this above the bed? I don't know what this is. Maximum occupancy 44, Pacifica. Verified disaster shelter. Oh, that's what that is up there. That's a fucking disaster shelter. So you got this thing. Okay, so you have a fucking door above your bed. It's a disaster shelter, so you don't have to worry about draft. You do have to worry about it from these windows right next to your bed, but it's really not the end of the world if you got windows next to your bed. Windows this big, you're going to have a pretty bad draft. My head is inside of this ribbon. But this right here, that's a horrible spot to put a disaster shelter. Put it like up here. Like swap this over there and this over here. And then, you know, that's perfect. You come over here, hit like a button on the wall, and fucking door pops open. You got a disaster shelter. Right above the bed. Honestly, if it were up to me, I just swap this over here and that over there because it makes a whole lot more sense. And again, this is not me shitting on the world. I'm gonna fucking reiterate that 100 goddamn times because you know how people are. You can't criticize anything without people getting over fucking sensitive about it. But yeah, I would love to live in a fucking apartment like this. Even if it is technically smaller than the apartment I already live in. Which, hang on, actually, let me just see. Yeah, no, this is smaller than the apartment I live in. But yeah. I'd say move that over here and that over there. So at the very least, you got, like, better seating for your freaking TV. At best, I'd say maybe slim the bed down and have the fucking, like, bed behind a couch right here or something. Like, have a couch right here, and then, like, there's a bed area right here, maybe a nightstand. And then, like, move the sound equipment over here. Have, like, a workbench or something over here. Take the fucking fish tank out of the wall. That's my big thing. And, you know, I have said that this isn't, like, meant to be a criticism of the VRCHAT's, like, actual world design, but if anybody wants to take this advice in, like, designing actual VRCHAT worlds, go right ahead. Again, this isn't, like, supposed to be some scathing fucking criticism. And it's not even meant to be taken seriously. This is just me spurging out about interior design. But, yeah, this is just goofy interior design stuff. My fucking music is so quiet right now. Yeah, that's better. Actually, where are we on the stream right now? Holy shit. It's been 24 minutes already. Alright, anyway, moving on from that. Moving over here. This office space, almost perfect. Almost perfect. My only real issue is that this desk is way too low for this chair. I'd say get, like, maybe a smaller chair. This is a really nice chair, though. I would definitely take this over the, like, tore-up piece of shit that I've got right now. I got, like, a cheapy $100 gaming chair. Let me fucking turn glanceable boundary off right now, because this is driving me insane. I'm looking down. Boundary. Glanceable room scale boundary. Turn that off. I have that on usually so that when I fucking look down, I'm not walking into walls or like walking too close to my boundary. But it's just aggravating me looking down and having to see that. You got these 3 old school fucking monitors up here though. Like, what's the deal with that? Those are honestly, I'd love to have that though. Like, have 3 old school monitors above my computer just for like extra crap. Like, I know they're with my crappy eyesight. Looking up at this would be like, hang on, let me sit down. Yeah, looking up at this, I wouldn't be able to see anything on those computers because my eyesight's completely passable, but I can't get these monitors would be like 480p. You wouldn't be able to tell what's on them. And a neat little this thing. I don't know what the hell that is. It's cool though. That's like a super old school computer. That's neat looking. This is pretty cool. Got a couple shoe boxes there. This lamp. I like this lamp. It's a nice lamp. You got your laundry machines over here. You got a fucking soundboard on top of the laundry machine. It's nice having a laundry machine in your own apartment. That'd be real cool. This little drone right here. Not sure. Oh, it's a refueling station for drones. How did it take me this long to realize that? I thought the drone was stolen. A Pacifica surveillance drones. Yeah, that's one thing that kind of drives me nuts about this world. You come out here and like after 5 seconds or like every few minutes, you'll have drones come in and spy on you. You'll probably see them once or twice during this stream. There's not much I have to say about this outside area. It's cluttered as hell. This is completely fine. That's a fuel pump. I thought that was a water heater for a second. Honestly, I'd put a water heater right there. This little seating area, this little lay down area it's perfectly fine. I don't see anything wrong with it personally. This is the one area back. Yep, there's the fucking drones. Yeah, up yours, buddy. Yeah, this is the one area like on the porch that I actually have an issue with. Why do I sound like fucking Bill Burr right now? Why am I doing the Bill Burr voice? I am not. Oh my god. But yeah, if I were to say anything about this area, one of 2 things. The easy route, put like a glass fucking door right here. So like during winter, you don't have to be friggin' freezing your ass off. Like this is clearly supposed to be like a sliding door. Yeah, you can see the door right there. You got these thingies here. Woo! Very cool, very neat. Yeah, those will get tangled up super quickly. Little tea set, neat. You got a bunch of plants over here, but this, yeah, back to this. I'd say put it like a glass sliding door here because like this is gonna get freezing in fucking winter and it's gonna be an inconvenience. You won't be able to enjoy your outdoor area. Your plants are gonna die the moment it gets cold. Alternatively, what you could do is have like an actual window right here and then like a shutter here. So you can just shutter this off during winter. You know, it's no big deal. The fucking God knows why there's a CCTV. There's so many CCTVs in this fucking world. Okay, let me count. 1. Oh yeah, outdoor TV. It's on an arm instead of a track for some reason. But yeah, 1 CCTV, 2 CCTVs, 3. Is there any in here? No. Surprisingly, none over here. 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 CCTVs in this world. Why are there so many CCTVs in this world? Like, yeah, that's a lot of CCTVs. Again, overall, I'd give this world, in terms of like a VR chat world, this place is really, really nice. I love this place. This has been my home world off and on for literally 3 years now. Outside of this, I've had some other places as my home world, which we might check some of those out. Anyway, wrong button. Camera, stream camera. How'd you get over there? Right, turn slightly, nobody gets free promotion. Anyway, looking at all that, this is a really nice world, honestly. Not the best in terms of interior design. Did Lats ever miss? No, Lats is out fucking cold. But yet, not like the best when it comes to like actual interior design. Honestly, it's the least egregious of some of the worlds I've seen on this game. I remember I went over the Texas Pocket Mansion in during my like older VR chat streams back when I was still on Twitch, but I'm not gonna beat that dead horse again. Let me see how long we're into this. It's only been half an hour, so I can jump to another world. But yeah, this place does have some issues with the interior design, but it's not particularly awful. Like, mostly you could just like fix it by switching the furniture around. There's nothing like wrong with the building itself particularly. This is a really decent layout. Mostly I'd say that you could do with like an actual bathroom, but we can operate under the assumption that because this is an apartment, out that fucking door, that fucking door and down the hall, there's probably a communal space for like the kitchen and like bathrooms with stalls or something. I think with the lore of this world, let me check, because there is actual lore in the description. New spin-off map from the Cyberlove series, a little hangout world with cozy. It's all Cyberpunk Dystopia. This Atrium project taking place during Pacific Hemisphere. Safe haven or shown because it is. World contains a video player, but lore-rich atmosphere, tons of plushies, robots, blah blah blah. Yeah, so basically the idea is that this is like post-apocalypse, and there's like some fascist government bullshit going on. I don't know. The world's flooded. That's all I really know, because all Artsy's worlds have similar lore. Plus, if you look down, you can't see the ground below you. You can see a bunch of plants. You can see a bunch of palm trees. But you notice a lot of the apartments just don't have lights on. There's nobody living there. But we're moving on from that. Anyway. Anyhow. Where are we to go next? There was actually a world that I criticized yesterday that is super popular. Where is it? Sovereign's Chill Home. Another super popular world. Sovereign's designs for his worlds are very good. His, her, their. Please don't add me to... it doesn't say if they're a she or a her, or a she or a he. Anyway, moving on. We're going to go ahead and drop into Sovereign's Chill World and give some interior design critique. And here we are. Sovereign's Chill Home, everybody. A world that anybody who's played VRCHAT should probably be familiar with by this point. Blech. Fucking stick my tongue out. Just ignore that. And I got a lot to say about this world. Once again, to reiterate, this is not a critique of the design of the world itself. These worlds are perfectly fine for VR chat worlds. They look great. They're fun to hang out in. They're really great. This is a critique from a realistic standpoint. This is not, and again, I do not have credentials in interior design. This is personal opinion. But that being said, when you enter Sovereign's Chill Home, you are slapped in the face with the most wheelchair-unfriendly fucking design in the world. And do I have something to say about there being a staircase directly in front of the front door? That is something you want to avoid, like the plague. So, that being said, there's something I will get to when it comes to this wall in a minute. You look outside. This is an actual somewhat critique on the world's design. Smash my head through the wall. There's just kind of an empty balcony out here. If I were to make any recommendations to Sovereign, I'd say put like a fucking cube up here with like a door like right there, like a little hall or something. But that's the only critique I have for this, like, as a VR chat world. Plant placement right there, light placement right there, pretty good. This door is really nice looking. This skylight directly above the front door, I don't know. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this. These posters are like I don't fucking know what these are. I think these are supporters. Right, you go down here, and this right here is where the front door probably should have been. That upstairs area probably should just be a part of this balcony right here. This wall right here, I don't really like. These windows are pretty fine. Nothing wrong with them in particular, but if I were to change anything about this world design, I'd put a door right here. I'd move the front door right here and then have the balcony just go all the way to the wall. Because having to walk down a flight of stairs the moment you get into your house, that's a good way to trip and break your neck when you're coming home trashed. Hope to God the person who fucking lives here doesn't have a particularly stressful job and doesn't drink too much. This little shelf here, I'd say could do with a bit of clutter. But I can see from a world design standpoint why it doesn't have clutter. Let me turn the fucking video player off. Where's the video player? I don't know what this is. I think this is like, yeah, this is the Patreons. This bookshelf built into the wall. Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with this at all. Again, not very much clutter, but I understand why that is. Anyway, we're going to be going clockwise with this. We got this plant right here, perfectly fine. Shelf right there, perfectly fine. Paintings, desk, space. This monitor setup, I don't personally like. I think the monitor... fucking house an apartment just settled and scared the shit out of me. I think both of these monitors are a little bit too wide, but that's more a furniture thing. You got this whole like shelf area, which How far back does this go? All the way? Yeah, I'd say put some drawers in that one at least. Because that'd be yeah, what if you fucking put something in here and you gotta reach all the way in to grab it like that? Hopefully that doesn't go too far back. Or like the fucking shelves just suddenly fall off. If it does go if it does go too far back, that's a whole lot of waste, a whole lot of wasted space right there. Granted, it does kind of close off the floor plan a bit, which we'll get to that. I never liked shelves which just have giant empty spaces like this. I know the purpose of it, I just don't care for it. We got whatever that is. I don't have any critique about that. It's just modern art. It doesn't make sense. It's just there to fill up the wall space because you don't have anything else to put there. You don't want to have 100 shelves when you're doing like the interior of your house. You don't want to have like 100 like drawers and shelves just scattered about putting paintings up. Especially stuff like this is a good way to clutter up the walls so that the place it doesn't feel empty. This little thing underneath the stairs, I really like this because this helps use space underneath the stairs, which would otherwise just be kind of, go unused. Not much I have to say about that. Is that a plant inside of a glass ball? Oh, that's really nice. I like that. It isn't really secured to the stairs very well. And also I kind of would be worried about fucking stepping on a nail. But I don't know. There's probably a way to do that without fucking putting a nail through your foot. Moving on to the kitchen. This kitchen has a common... Oh, there's the fucking stove. Or no, there's the fucking oven. Something I pointed out with this place that drove me fucking nuts last time I was here. You look over here, here's the stovetop. No oven underneath it. I didn't realize that the fucking oven was over there. I'm dumb. I completely missed that. Good touch. People always fucking miss the ovens in these worlds. That's way too fucking high up though. I'd move it down a bit. Just move it down. Get rid of that fucking thing. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Is this a dishwasher underneath here? I don't know. These cabinets are nice. They're nice and big. They probably got plenty of shelves in them. Plenty of stuff to store stuff. You got your microwave, your espresso maker, coffee cups. It's not fair. You got your jars. It's always good to have mason jars full of like spices and sugar and stuff. Very nice sink, though this being off-center does kind of bug me. Cutting board. You got your dish stuff. Just stovetop. You got your little kitchen island here, which plenty of room here. That's always important to have. You don't want like just this much space when it comes to putting an island in the kitchen. You got a giant cutting board built into the kitchen, into this. Those are never a good idea. They're always a pain in the ass to clean. They always get fucked up. Paper towels, nice touch. I'd say those are too fucking close to the middle of this thing. All these chairs here, nice use of space. There's plenty of leg room. It's not all fucked up. Anyway, moving on from the kitchen. These are always nice to see inside of windows. They are a good use of wall space because windows typically just take up wall space. And that's something I'm going to talk about a lot. Wall space. When you are designing a home, you're going to have a lot of big ass walls that are just gonna that you need to put like fuck, how do I put this? So when you are building a house, the way the house is built determines how much wall space you have. And things that will get rid of your wall space are things like windows, things like doors, things like outlet placement. When you are designing a house, you want to make sure that you're not putting like 100 fucking windows on a single wall. You don't want like 2 big ass doors in the same exact wall, because that wastes up wall space. And you want outlets to be in easy to access places. You don't want them like in the corner. Like if you're designing a house, the absolute worst place to put an outlet, right there, because you cannot plug shit in right there. Whereas if you come over here, it's not built into the world, but a perfect space for an outlet would be right here. There's a big open wall. You can put like a desk against it. You can put a TV here. You can put a whole bunch of electronics here on top of shelves. And there's no windows on this wall, so it's got plenty of wall space, plenty of shit you can just put against there, and it'll look really nice. And this looks really nice. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of this cabinet design, because you got this thing right here, which either, you know, if you had like drawers here, then, you know, that might fix the issue I have with this. But you either are going to have like a bunch of wasted space, or you're going to have to reach all the way back in here to grab the fucking candle that you put in there, just to get it out of the way. And if I had to guess, this entire space right here is just a giant empty space. You know what I call that? I call that a rat motel. Because that is a perfect place for a rat to gather like a bunch of freaking twigs and crap and build a nest and have little ratlings in it. And, you know, it looks like it's not like a whole bunch of wasted space, but you can see the wall right here. There's going to be a giant gap here in which there's just not going to be anything. So I'd say move that back a bit if you're going to design something like that. When you design like shelves and shit, you want there to be as little space between the shelf and the wall as possible. Because otherwise you create little areas for like fucking rodents to hide at. All they have to do is chew a hole in your fucking drywall, and they got a perfect little spot to hide out at. But we've already critiqued that shelf enough, so we're moving on to not this area yet. I want to go over this open floor area here. This right here is almost perfect because it is taking up space in the center of the floor. Now, if that thing wasn't there, you'd just have this giant open area with nothing in it, and it would make this place feel so empty. But that right there is just a giant fucking seat, which there's no possible way that this thing would be actually comfortable. It is really cozy in this game, but, you know, if you want to sit back against the wall, you know, let's sit down. Oh, now I got a giant fucking ring in front of me. I feel like I'm inside of a fucking cocoon. You know, you want to sit up here? Oh, no, nothing behind my back. You know, this thing's really cool. This looks really cool. Whoever designed this did a really good job on it. But it's a really big... It's really inefficiently designed. I'd say scale this down and put 2 here. Just like sort of diagonal to each other. Kind of like... Hang on. Okay, so my nails are the front, kind of like that. And then like put a little round coffee table in front of them so people can like sit here and like talk, have their morning coffee, play cards, whatever. Because as it is, it's kind of just taking up a bunch of space. Alternatively, you could put a big ass table here and put some ottomans around it. So you can have like 4, 5, 6 people sitting here. This pool table, honestly, great to have here. Only thing I'd say is like maybe turn it. No, actually no, because it's runs perpendicular to that table, so it actually fits. I'd say maybe move it over this way, just like about a... Yeah, I'd say move this over like about 6 inches, maybe a foot. That's the only real criticism I have of the pool table placement. Other than that, this is a pretty decent design over here. Just some minor, like, nitpicks. I'm mostly nitpicking when I do this. This desk is fine. Only issue I have is with the monitors and the empty space. This is fine. The kitchen's fine. This is the only real point of contention I have. This thing kind of just takes up space and is giant. It looks nice, but it's supposed to be something you sit in. Now, this is the biggest issue I had with this place, at least on the bottom floor. What is this? Like, that's not the wall. That's the wall. These shelves are... Like, God, what is with these shelves? What is with all this space? What is this light fixture just inside of the shelf? This thing's really cool looking, but if you're gonna have this, if you want to go for this aesthetic, I'd say just put it in a glass box and put it, like, I don't know, over there in the corner, though that shelf right there is perfectly placed. I'll get to that in a minute. This right here is the biggest problem I have. These things should probably be like shelves or something, because otherwise they're just giant empty spaces. Again, you're putting in fucking rat motels here. Giant stack of firewood, though. That's really nice. And you don't have a fucking, you have it a bit overstacked, but that's not an interior design thing. That's that's just overdoing it. This shelf right here, I have my ideas with. This fireplace, honestly, is really nice. I like this fireplace. This placement of this TV, however, I don't have any problem with it. What I have is the problem that what I have as a problem with this is that this TV is right here in front of this seating area, and oh, what's that over there? Another seating area. Another living room with a giant fucking TV that there is no way to look at without it strikes. This TV's too big. There is no reason to have a TV this big that you're going to have a couch right in front of. If the couch was like right against that wall, then yeah, that's perfectly fine. You know, this is a perfect spot to watch the TV from. Otherwise, you're straining your eyes. So, what I'd say is, honestly, keep this living room area and turn this into a fucking reading area. Or, like, an in-house gym or something. You know, alternatively, you could have that stay there, move this over there, just scale down the TV. This wall, I hate this. This is the type of wall you would put in a hallway. This is not the type of wall that you should ever have inside of a house, because you can't put things against this wall. Okay, you're gonna have giant gaps. You're gonna have to drag your fucking furniture out to clean up behind just in there every fucking week. Which, yeah, you should be vacuuming your apartment regularly. But these just create gaps in the fucking wall. You can't really put anything against this wall. It's a nice wall, but I would never put a wall like this inside of a house. That's kind of an outdoorsy kind of wall. You know, you'd put that on the side of a building or in like a little walkway between two buildings. Moving on back over here. At first, I didn't like this because normally I don't like having windows go all the way down to the floor because that wastes wall space. It's fine though. Where's my chat? I keep fucking getting turned around. But yeah, it's fine though because these windows and their position next to the pool means that you could put up like little bars here to dry out like towels. I'd say put one like over here, and like then you can just open the window when you're done with the pool, done drying yourself off, you know, and just let your towels get dried off by the wind. Have like a little laundry hamper right here. These shelves help make these fucking windows not feel like a complete waste of wall space. And this right here, perfect spot for this. Having a little shelf like this right next to a door is always nice. We're gonna save the outside for last. We're gonna go back over here upstairs. Actually, no. First, we're going into the basement because I got the least to say about this basement. This basement's empty. That's the biggest issue I have with it. There's so much potential for this basement. You got all sorts of stuff here. All sorts of empty wall space. You could put like shelves up in here. You could put like a gym in here, put bookshelves up, put workbenches up. You could do like all sorts of hobby shit in this little basement area. It's really nice. This stage kind of feels like I get the point of this in terms of a VR chat world. In terms of an actual like house, this is a giant fucking waste of space. Like, why would you have this in your house? And why would you have a wall like this? Okay, I've already said my piece about fucking walls like wasting corners. Corners are good. You want corners in your house. You can put things in front of corners. Okay, corners are perfect spots to put tables with plants on them. Now, if we look behind here, there's very clearly more wall back here that we can't see normally. Also, this isn't a painting, this is a wall hanging. It looks like a drawing, but then you get close. No, that's a wall hanging, which looks really nice. I love these things. Little metal wall hangings like this. Shelf built into a wall, always nice. You got your laundry area here, which... very nice little area to do your laundry. This is a perfect place to put your washer and dryer underneath the stairs in the basement. That wall right there, I can't point at it because my arms are right there. So no head. Anyway, that wall right there is like right under the stairs. I'd say put like a little fucking panel there so you can get underneath the stairs in case you have like rats. You gotta avoid putting in places where rats can be typically. And you know, that'd be this staircase is a perfect spot to have like, I don't know. You could put like boxes underneath there. It's a good storage space. These I really like. Now, these I don't care for because you kind of just have to worry about shit falling down on your head when you walk down the staircase. But this is an aesthetically pleasing thing. I'd say put like shelves here so you can have like plants lining down the stairs, or you could put like a light strip there. Put a light strip there, have like a light switch over here, switch it on so you can see the stairs in case it's like the middle of the night and you got this light turned off. It's fine. These stairs, oh god, these stairs are gonna kill you in case of a fire. We've all seen the firefighter guy on YouTube. I don't know if he's on TikTok. I don't use TikTok. That thing is down there. See, that's very nice in a corner. It's kind of just taking up space in that shelf. That's my issue with that. Anyway. Now, we'll get to this room last. Or later. This seating area, if you're gonna have another fucking, like, area to watch, TV, I didn't go over this. It is completely fine to have 2 living areas in the same house, especially a place this fucking big. This place is probably 2, 3, 4... This place is about 5 times my apartment, so having 2 living spaces is perfectly fine. But if you're going to have 2 living spaces, have that down there and move that right there. All you really have to do is turn the bean bags like 45 degrees, put a TV there, or put the table next to the bean bags, and Bob's your uncle. This right here is my actual biggest issue with this world in terms of design as an actual VRCHAT world. Why did you put all these paintings behind this pointless ass wicker chair here? Let's sit down. It's a very nice view, very nice place to sit down and relax. It's very aesthetically pleasing. But you've got a bunch of paintings behind this chair. At least put the paintings over here and take down this giant metal whatchamajoohickey. I don't like the design of these wardrobes, but they are perfectly fine and in a perfect spot. That's all I have to say about that. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. Oh, look, a little black box. What's this? We'll find out later. And in terms of interior design, this fucking thing is my biggest issue with the world. Because if you want to get to this side of the bed, oh, that's fine. I don't really particularly like having a TV in front of my bed. That's personal choice. That's all. But if you want to get to this side of the bed, oh, you just banged your fucking knee on that corner. Because you're half asleep and it's your turn. You've already turned all the fucking lights off. Yeah, that's great. That's fucking wonderful. Bang your fucking knee against a corner of the shelf. Take this fucking thing out. That's all I have to say about that. Or just move this whole thing closer to the bed. I would personally take this out. I personally wouldn't even have this thing right here. This bed's nice. That's all I have to say. This little table right here is fine. This window is perfectly fine. But on the other hand, if you go over here, you've got this balcony here, and, oh, what's that? Plants in your way. Oh, fine, I'll look over here. Roof in your way. Oh, fine, I'll walk over here and look this way. Oh, that's better, but you still got that plant in your way and that in your way. And if you move over slightly, well, you have to walk all this way away from the door just to enjoy the view, and you still have this thing in your way. This plant's in the way of the view. Those plants are in the way of the view. Great fucking view of a PNG or of a JPEG skybox. We're not going to go over the fucking actual view of the world. That's fucking the design of the VRCHAT world. This is somewhere in China. That's all I know. But these plants, I'll get to later when I get to the outside of this world. Let me check the time, see what we're doing. About an hour. But yeah, that's the big issue I have with this balcony. This balcony is too fucking large, and there's not a good enough view. I'd say move, like, just cut this whole area out. And also, the balcony is not centered. But that does create wall space. The problem is, you don't need wall space on a balcony. There's very little you're going to put on a balcony that requires wall space. But we're moving on to an automatic 5 points in favor of any fucking VRCHAT world creator. This world has an actual bathroom in it. VRCHAT world creators of home worlds always leave the bathroom out, and it always irks me. Like, I get that it's the virtual world. I don't need to use the shitter in a virtual world, which, bonus points. There's actually a toilet, but it still feels like it should be there. If you're, for the love of God, let me fucking pull my camera out. Let me pull my camera out so I can be super anal about this. All right, VRCHAT world creators. VRCHAT world creators. For the love of God. For the love of God. Put toilets in your worlds. I am tired of seeing VRCHAT house worlds, home worlds, without toilets in them, without bathrooms. It is not aesthetically pleasing to see a home world in VRCHAT that does not have a actual, like, shitter in it. Now, I get you don't actually need to have a toilet in your VRCHAT world, because if you gotta take a crap, you take the headset off, walk over to the bathroom, and take a shit. You don't take a crap in the VRCHAT world, in the virtual world. But it's attention to detail, and when it's not there, you notice it. And when it is there, it's much appreciated because it's very good attention to detail. But let's go over this bathroom. You have a tile floor, which is always a good thing to have in a bathroom. You never want to have a carpet in your bathroom. First of all, hardwood floors are acceptable, but you always end up with fucking floor damage. This bathtub is really nice. It's very deep. That thing being in the center is something you don't typically see with the bathtubs, but with my bathtub, I've kind of learned it's best to have the faucet in the center so that the distribution of the water temperature is even. This shower is really nice. I don't really care for shower heads like this. Can't turn it on. I'd rather have an adjustable shower head so I can change the direction, but I can kind of get why it's like this in this world. This is a very nice sink, very deep, but it's a little bit big for a bathroom. It's probably pretty easy to clean off. Big ass mirror, little towel shelf here. I've never had experience with toilets that are built into walls, but I feel like they'd probably be a pain in the ass to take care of, especially since I don't see a place to get to the tank. This right here is the biggest issue I have with the bathroom. Tint these fucking windows or put exterior blinds on them. You typically want to avoid putting a fucking window in your bathroom, but it's perfectly acceptable. Is this a towel rack? Oh, that's a towel rack. It's a bit flat for a fucking towel rack, but that's nice. See, attention to detail. These details are very much appreciated. And that's not clipping, is it? Hang on. Oh, it is clipping. Well, it does look like it's built into the shelf, but it's not too big of a deal. Again, that's the world itself. I'm not going to criticize that. I'm not going to criticize, like, world design unless it's, like, just really egregious. This back area here, living space, again, big ass apartment. Having extra living spaces is fine, but I don't know. I just always thought it was kind of, I always think it's kind of strange to have more than 2 living spaces. These windows are perfectly fine. The view's really nice. But this right here, I wouldn't really have this here because this window is giant and it's going to get cold right here or hot right here at any given season. I'd say put like an actual table here. Or like make this a little couch or something so you have somewhere to put your legs. Because as it is, there's no backspace. There's nothing to lean against. It's not really... It's a nice little lay down area, but again, you don't really want to lay down next to a giant ass window. If you're going to have a window next to your bed, you want it to be a smaller window. These rooms I can't criticize because they're locked behind fucking Patreon subscriptions. And I'm not subscribing to someone's Patreon. I thought that was a pecker for a second. Alright. Now we're moving to the outside area from this end. Alright. These plants right here look really nice, and that's a really good spot to have the plants. The giant fucking TV is a bit egregious, I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I would have the plants against that wall instead, so that you can at least have the view over here. Typically, if you have windows or an outside area, you want them to be wherever the nicest view is. This little bungholio over here, whatever you want to call it, it's got a nice little big-ass fire pit. Plenty of seating areas. You can talk here. You can lean back on the chair and admire the view. Really nice. I like this thing. This is a little resting area by the pool. Nothing I really got to say about that. Good use of space. Nice view right here. This pool's really good. I like this pool. Though I'd say the shallow area should probably be a bit further out, and this should probably be there should probably be like a staircase in here somewhere. Because as it is, you want to get out of the pool, you gotta fucking work without any fucking traction under your feet. These plants, yeah. Again, this looks really nice, but it's kind of a giant fucking waste of space. And because of how much space these take up, you got this fucking tiny little fucking kiddie pool of a hot tub. You might as well just throw a fucking trash can over a bonfire like Son Goku or something. But this issue is fixed elsewhere in the world. We'll talk about that later. You got this. This is a nice viewpoint area. This space isn't really used all that wisely. Once again, you got the 100th fucking TV. I'd put a pool table in here instead of this, but there's already a pool table, so what the fuck ever. It's a fine use for a table. Just have a fucking table there. The walls aren't really being used, but granted, there's windows on each of the walls. Personally, I would... Yeah, I can hear the East Side boys too. I would put more windows in here, honestly. Just turn this place into a fucking greenhouse. It would be this place would be an amazing greenhouse. Moving on over here. Nice view right here. These plants, they're fine. Again, these plants all block the fucking view on that balcony. That's my only real issue with this. Is that a fucking... Is that a tarp or a fucking mattress sheet? It doesn't look like a tarp. This seating area, and it's fine. I'd say put a hot tub over here instead. That's my only real comment on that area. Alright, well, and with that, you'd think maybe that's the end of the world. That looks like everything. You know, there's really nothing else you can see that needs any, like, picking apart except the private rooms. One more thing I'd like to say. I was going to get to this earlier. I almost forgot. You notice this fucking wall right here is right next to the front door. If the bedroom wasn't right there, I would say that you should probably put a door up here if you're going to have that staircase in there, so you can at least just walk straight in rather than having to walk downstairs when you get home hung the fuck over. Have a sink cup in your bathroom so you can take a swig off of water. But I would never put my fucking front door next to my bedroom. That's just bad house design. You know, that's, you know, if you get fucking robbed, somebody walks in through the front door, walks in here, sees you sleeping over there, pop, pop. Yep. You got fucking, your house broke into and you got shot because your bedroom was right next to your front door. But, anyway, there's one more place to check out. The hidden room. And boy, oh boy. Giant ass TV. Too close to the couch. I'd say scale the TV back a bit. It's too damn big. That fireplace, really nice, but I'd put it over here and put the TV on top of it or above it. This little parapet here, I don't really know if you can use anything for that. You can't put a fucking PlayStation on there. You can't put an Xbox on it. It'll be hanging off the side. And with the TV as close to it as it is. Anywho, moving on. Oh, you could put the Xbox right there, though. Perfect space for that. These windows, they're perfectly fine. You got 2 fucking beanbags in front of a giant-ass window, giving you a perfect view of the hot tub. Yeah, you have a pervert seat in front of your fucking hot tub. That's great. We'll get to the outside last. This shelf is fine. Plenty of wall space right here. This window kind of takes away your fucking wall space. It's too close to the ground. Again, if you're gonna have windows, don't have them below your waist, because otherwise they take up wall space. And you can't put things against windows. You cannot put a shelf against a window, because what happens if you stumble and bump into the shelf a little too hard? Congratulations, you gotta replace your fucking window. On top of that, this view is terrible. You got a view of the table, but it cuts, or the table, of the pool, but it cuts off the fucking skyline. You know, you can see the sky, that's cool, but you don't really see anything else. Nothing to say about this. This door frame's a little too low to the ground. This right here, this bedroom. First off, very nice skylight. I'd say that it takes up a bit too much of the roof, though. This place is gonna get fucking freezing in winter, and if it snows heavily, you're gonna have to fucking go up on your roof and fucking brush the snow off every 5 fucking minutes. Best thing you can really do is put a few blankets up there in the winter so you can at least drag the fucking snow off if it starts like fucking putting pressure on the glass. This fucking stripper pole right here, which I'd say make the stage a little smaller because it's just kind of robbing you of all your floor space. Giant window in front of your bed. And it's a nice view, but I wouldn't want a giant fucking window in front of my bed. The wardrobe, second verse, same as the first. It's the same as downstairs. I just don't really care. Actually, these look slightly nicer. I will say that. I fucking hate this TV. This TV is in the worst possible spot because you gotta sit on the side of your bed and look at the TV at a weird angle to watch TV in here. There's no chair back here, so you can actually get a good view of the TV. The bed would be in the way anyway. Let me just go ahead and squat down. Yeah, I suppose it's not too badly in the way. You know, what are you gonna do? Work the pole while you watch fucking Family Guy or something? But yeah, I don't like the placement of the TV. It's kind of unnecessary to have in this room. I'd say maybe put in a smaller TV in like a little office chair in the corner so you can just watch TV from your room whenever you want. You know, it's a little bit of a fucking boondoggle. Is that the right word? I don't know. I hate these doors. This door is too fucking big. This door would be really great on like a community center or something, but yeah, no, you gotta close the fucking door just to get to this side of the pool. This pool is fine. Again, I'd say put in a fucking staircase right here so you can just walk in and out without having to work against, not having any friction under your feet. Little seating area, another little seating area. This is really nice right here. And you have to come all the way out here to get a decent view. You got all these windows that serve a singular purpose, natural light, which is already kind of arbitrary considering that you got skylights everywhere in this fucking house. Like, I can understand this window right here. There's no skylight in this hallway. You have windows for two purposes, natural light and the view. I would just say have these windows on that fucking wall so you're not wasting wall space. And like, again, have a wall at hip level. And this right here, easily the best part about the hidden room. The hot tub, twice the fucking size of the one downstairs. The one downstairs is a kiddie pool off in the corner. It feels like an afterthought. This hot tub is the bomb fucking diggity. There's nothing up here. I just like walking up here. But yeah, I'd say put a ladder right here because you're going to have to fucking clean this skylight off constantly. Though I wouldn't step on a skylight like this. I'd say shrink this thing down. Honestly, it's too big. Alright, and with that, that is about an hour and a half. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. I mostly just did this because I was told that I am fun to listen to when I go on tangents about interior design. Where the fuck am I? Where's my chat? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anywho, thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll be probably returning to Terraria this week. I'm going to be going back to work. I'll try to get Last to actually can play Halo with me. He did kind of fall asleep today. Again, I'm not going to give him shit for it. There's nothing, it's not a big deal. If people liked this, let me know. I might do this more. I enjoy interior design. This, again, one last time, I'm going to keep reiterating this, because if I don't reiterate it 100 times, people are going to fucking get pissed off at me. This is all in good fun. Don't take this seriously. This is me critiquing these worlds from a realistic standpoint, and this is VRCHAT. I mean, look at me. I'm covered in hair. I'm a fucking fox man with a blue tongue. Where's the fucking... I fucking don't know the emote. Hang on. Yeah, I'm a fox man with a blue tongue. There's nothing realistic about this. These worlds are perfectly fine from an actual design standpoint in VRCHAT, in isolation. This world, perfectly well designed. I love this world. It's very pretty. The lighting is perfect. My home world, Cyber Love Okinawa, that world we were just in, it's been my home world for 3 years off and on for a fucking reason. I only ever switch it out just to change things up. But yeah, other than that, more Terraria coming soon, more Halo coming soon, more Stardew Valley coming soon. We're getting back into the swing of things, and I'm not going to stop streaming Xenoverse. I'll do the Future Saga shit later and the other DLC missions. But other than that, thanks to everybody for tuning in, and until next time.